Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints Video channel for Southampton content for our match preview ahead of our FA Cup clash up in Derby as we take on Frank Lampard's side in the third round of the competition. Before we get into that game though, let's go back to our last game, which was last night's 0-0 draw away at Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. A brilliant result and a brilliant performance. Great atmosphere from the away fans if you were there yourself. I had a great evening. I think we take the point definitely when you're away at Chelsea, especially the clean sheet. I think that's a massive thing to build on because it's our first clean sheet in over 2 months. So in terms of the league, very positive result. Unfortunately, results this week have gone against us, so we are back in the bottom 3, but that's okay. We've still got a good number of games left and I'm sure we'll be fine in terms of survival. But attention's turned away from the Premier League this weekend as we go into FA Cup action once again. And for me, I love the FA Cup. You know, we saw it last season. We had a fantastic run in the competition, going all the way to the semi-finals, another trip to Wembley. But I think with the situation we're in, maybe we need to focus on the league a bit more. And I say that because we've had a treacherous time over Christmas. We've got some good results in fairness. I think the Christmas period was a bit mixed, but the games came so quickly. And now we're in a situation where we're still in danger in terms of the league, and I think the sooner we get out of it the better. But look, if we go through in the cup, that's fine. I love a cup run, but it may not be as easy as some people say. You know, on paper, Premier League side against the Championship side should be a win for the Premier League side. But Derby have done excellent this season. Overall, they've been a delight to watch. Had a really good run in the League Cup. They knocked out Man United on penalties at Old Trafford. Came very close to beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So I think it's going to be a really tough time. Frank Lampard's done an excellent job in his first season in management. Well, not even a full season yet, half season, if you like. They're scoring a lot of goals. Defensively, they're a bit mixed, it seems, but we're only basing this off the Championship, you know. But Saturday could be a completely different test, and I think it's the same. I think for both sides, league form maybe goes out the window. Derby pushing for a playoff spot to get to the Premier League, but for us it's mainly more about making sure we don't go down to the Championship. But the last 3 seasons we've started off our FA Cup campaigns away to, at the time, Championship sides. We got a 2-2 draw at Norwich under Puel, and then obviously won the replay, and then we beat Fulham 1-0 last year before they got promoted at Craven Cottage. So, you know, omen-wise, I think we could do well. I think we've got a great chance of advancing in the competition if that's what we want to do. In terms of team, I think it's going to be a bit more rotated. In terms of team news, I think the team will be quite rotated, only because, you know, this game comes 2 days after, 3 days after, well, essentially 2 days, because it was a night game after our draw at Chelsea, and it was quite a strong side that started the game. You know, Ings started, Vestergaard, Bednarek, Yoshida, etc. And I think we've got the squads in terms of the youth, because obviously a couple of youth players have come in recently. I think we're going to rotate again. Slattery was on the bench at Chelsea, didn't make an appearance, but I could definitely see him getting a start or coming off of the bench at Derby. That'd be great to see. He's been in good form for the under-23s. I can see Ramsey getting another start at right back. But I like to think that Hasenhüttl will also want to be ambitious and go for the game. You know, don't just hand it over to Derby, because, you know, like I said, this is a really good chance of advancing if we do want to do so. But what we saw last season was, whilst we were struggling for pretty much the whole of this league season up until really May, April time, end of April, May, you know, the FA Cup didn't help. Not in the sense that it's like worsened our league form, but it kind of did, because what they say is when you're doing well in the cup and you're picking up wins, that should be implemented into the league. Did it ever? No way. You know, I remember we got a win at West Brom in the league, and then 2 weeks later beat them again. But then from that West Brom win, we didn't win for ages until we beat Bournemouth at home. You know, beat Wigan in the cup and still weren't getting results for a while under Hughes. It just wasn't there, was it? And, you know, like, if we base ourselves on last season's FA Cup run, it was quite solid, you know, keeping a good couple clean sheets up until the semi-final, where we just didn't really turn up, unfortunately. But in terms of Derby's team, I think for them, they'll probably be quite ambitious, you know, putting themselves up against another Premier League side. Okay, it's not a Manchester United or Chelsea. They'll see it as a much better chance to get a win. They've already beaten us 3-0 this season in a pre-season friendly. That was under Hughes though, and obviously a pre-season friendly. But, you know, hosting a Premier League side, I think they'll really want to go for it. So, you know, the likes of Harry Wilson, Mason Mount. I'm not too familiar with Derby's side, and I don't know how they're going to implement youth. They might rotate a little bit. It depends on how Frank Lampard wants to approach the game. But for me, I think it's a good chance to advance if we want to. I see this as, I don't like to use the word free hit, especially in a game like this, but I don't really care what the result is. If we go through, great. There's another game I can go watch. Hopefully, I'm not going to Derby, but you know, instead of having a week off, we go to another game. Or we don't go through, and you know, we take the week off when it's the 4th round, have a break. Just like I remember when we got knocked out by Palace in the 3rd round at home under Koeman, you know, we went off to Dubai, had a week off, and then from then we won most of our games and finished 6th. So sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world. We've been very lucky with our cup runs in the last couple of seasons. Obviously last year got to the semis of the FA Cup. Year before that got to the final of the League Cup. Even this year, you know, we had a couple good performances in the League Cup. Unlucky to get knocked out on penalties. So, you know, I think with this one, it's a good chance for youth to come in, but also it's a decent chance to get another win, which hopefully builds confidence. We thought that. We didn't see that last season, which is why I'm a bit sceptical when we sort of using that excuse like wins in the Cup implement onto our league form. It didn't last season, unfortunately. But in all honesty, if I'm going with my personal opinion, I think it's going to be a draw. I can see a 2-2 like we got at Carrow Road a couple seasons ago. I think Derby are excellent going forward. I can't work out who's going to be playing for us in this game. I don't know how Hasenhüttl's going to approach it. But I do think it's important that we put a performance in, because, you know, I think put a good performance in, and if that means that it's a team of youth players like Slattery, Ramsey getting another start, you know, then it's good and gives them confidence. Angus Gunn is expected to stay in goal, and, you know, he was excellent at Chelsea. Yeah, I think this one is a bit more of a, I don't like to use the phrase free hit, but it is a little bit, I'm not really too fussed if we advance or not. But I think for me, and the team really, the last thing we want is a replay, because we've had so many games recently that another game, especially midweek, when the attendance will be low, it's just not going to be good enough. It's not going to help the squad. So, you know, either lose or win is what I'm going to say to Saints. But I do actually think it's going to be a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 as my prediction. But hopefully we can win. It'd be great if we do. But like I say, if we do lose, I'm not going to be too fussed, because I think Leicester away in the league next weekend is really important, especially now that we're back in the bottom 3. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave it a like, subscribe if you haven't yet already. We're pushing for 200 subscribers. And put your predictions down below for the game at Derby. Is it a write-off, or should we look to have another FA Cup run? And we will see you very soon.